All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahawadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect. All right, this is the brother lawyer from Great Millstone, Miami, and what I'll be going into in this lesson, okay, is famine. All right, that's gonna be the straight up title of this video is famine. Okay, all right. As you see on the screen, I do have a couple articles pulled up. The first one is from ustoday.com. Okay. And it says grocery stores still have empty shelves amid supply chain disruptions, um, Optimus Prime, and winter storms. Okay. And this was published January 12th, okay, 2022. Okay. So that was about a couple weeks ago. Okay. All right, and in this article, it pretty much goes into, how there are food shortages affecting this country, man. Okay, and again, this is all according to biblical prophecy, man. The whole point of this video is the fact that prophecy it's happening. Okay, we are here. Okay, all right, we're not looking, for another 5, 10 years here, man. Okay, the prophecies are popping off. They're jumping off the pages. Okay. Now, if I may read a portion of this article. It says the new year hasn't stopped ongoing food shortages. It says shortages at grocery stores across the country have grown more acute in recent weeks as Optimus Prime continues to spread and winter storms have piled onto the supply chain struggles and labor shortages. Okay, which that's beautiful because I always which brothers say in general. Okay, we always say that when things really start getting rough out here, and the Most High really starts bringing these judgments. Okay, it's gonna be a compiled thing. Okay, it's not gonna be like one thing is gonna happen and then everything else is gonna pause. No, it's gonna be one thing on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. Okay, all right. So in the midst of pestilence taking place, okay, you have supply chain struggles. Okay, and in the midst of that, you also have winter storms, which further, how would you say, makes the situation worse. Okay, because winter storms affect crop yields and it also affects travel in order to get the food to where it needs to go, to get the supplies to where it needs to go. Okay, and then the pestilence itself is making people not want to go back to work. Okay, not want to work at all. Okay, a lot of people have been calling out because of health reasons, because of the pestilence that's been going around. Okay, so that all of that is working together to make the shortages of goods and food, okay, an even bigger problem than what it was already at. Okay, it says the shortages being reported nationwide are widespread, impacting produce and meat as well as packaged goods such as cereal. Okay, so I just want to read a part of that article. I do have another one from CNN. Okay, business. It says hunger in America could get worse. All right, as supply chains tighten. Okay, all right, and you have a video and a whole article there. It says just after Thanksgiving, Carmen Allen became alarmed by the jump in prices and shortages of food products at her local grocery stores. Cake mix, Allen says, I was worried I wouldn't find enough of it to give out in our food baskets. Okay. Allen serves as president and executive director of Beyond the Sanctuary, a nonprofit based in Rochester, New York, that provides meals, clothing, job readiness support, and other assistance to individuals and families in need. Okay. It says for the Thanksgiving baskets, she bought 150 cake mix boxes for 99 cent each. Just days later, she went on another grocery run to stock up on more cake mix for Christmas baskets, and things had already changed. Okay, so within just a few days, all right, she noticed that there was changes in the amount of groceries and the prices of the groceries at the store that she was, used to going to for this cake mix. Okay, it says the price per box had jumped to $1.49, and the stores had set limits on how many I could buy, said Allen. If I hadn't driven all over town to get more cake mix, we wouldn't have been able to include it. Cake mix isn't a necessity. It's just something nice to be able to give to people in need, so they don't feel left out, especially during Christmas. Now, the question that that I get from reading this portion of the article is, if this is how much it is for cake mix, which is not a necessity, how much is it affecting everything else? Okay. Now it says higher grocery prices have hurt consumers, but many Americans are also struggling to fill their shopping baskets with weekly supplies like milk, eggs, packaged foods, as pandemic triggered labor shortages and other supply chain problems prevent stores from restocking quickly and efficiently, man. Okay, this is what's happening in America. Okay, this is not something that's happening overseas, man. Okay, and again, this is all according to prophecy, man. It's happening. Okay, all right, we're here. Okay, and hey, without further ado, I'm gonna go into the into some scriptures, man. All right, where Yahweh told us that these things was gonna happen, man. All right, now this is Luke chapter 21, and verse 7. It says, "And they, the disciples, asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be, and what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? And he said, Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them." Okay, so Yahweh Shai is letting his disciples know what signs there will be that would usher in the end of this age. Okay, the end of the rulership of Esau Edom. Okay, and the return, and herald the return of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. Okay, all right. So he talks about how false prophets are going to rise. Okay, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Okay, so you're gonna hear of wars and commotions, and that's happening clearly, man. Okay, the tensions between the United States and Russia and China and Iran and Israel. Okay, uproars of the people protesting. Okay, that's been going on, man. Okay, that's been all up in the news. So we are on the brink of Yahweh Shai making his return, man. Okay, it says, "Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places," which it's been earthquakes happening back to back, man. One of the major recent one was what was going on in Tonga with the volcano that exploded underwater. Okay, and sent all type of shockwaves, um, and tsunamis. Okay, it said, and I mean it's been different earthquakes. There was an earthquake in Haiti. I want to say it was if not yesterday, it was like late last week. There was an earthquake in Haiti. Okay, there was another earthquake. There was a few earthquakes in Israel. Okay, one in Jerusalem. Okay, and there was another one as well, man. Okay, all right. So it's been different earthquakes happening all over the globe, man. And famines, which that's the point that I really want to get at. And pestilences and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Okay, and famines. Okay, now what is a famine? A famine is an extreme lack of food, and that's what all of these food shortages and hunger crisis and food scarcity. That's what it's all really leading up to, man. Okay, all right, because as these this pestilence continues to persist. Okay, all right, it's going to affect the labor force. Okay, people are not going to want to go back to work. Okay, it's going to become harder to produce the goods to get them into the stores because of less workers. Okay, all right, you already have a bottleneck of the supply lines because of the pestilence. Okay, and then with all of these winter storms, hailstorms, snowstorms, record-breaking heat, record-breaking cold, that's going to affect the crop yield. Okay, all right, and prices on crops is going up worldwide. The resources necessary to produce the crop, like fertilizer, that's going on an all-time high. Okay, so it's going to be less food in the stores, man. The prices are going to go up, man. People are out of work, so they can't pay. They don't have the money necessary to pay for the goods, man. Okay, and look, man, the scriptures tell you that it's going to be full storehouses shall be suddenly found empty, man. Okay, Second Ezra, I want to say Second Ezra 6:22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses, okay, your local grocery stores, okay, your warehouses, right, that have all these supplies shall suddenly be found empty." Okay, so the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, man. Okay, all right, that's the times that we're approaching unto, man. All right, we're not living in a time where this is gonna draw out. Nah, man. All right, the Lord said, "My word shall no longer be prolonged anymore. But in your days, O house of Israel, shall I speak the word and perform it, man." So any day now, okay, people are gonna wake up and go to their local grocery store, convenience store, and there's gonna be nothing there. Okay, all right, there's gonna be nothing there. All right, okay, and that's when the reality of it all is really gonna set in, man. Okay, and this is again judgment. This is prophecy, and this is judgment from the Lord, man. Okay, which the prophets throughout the ages have always prophesied these things to happen on the earth. Okay, this is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, man. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." Okay, things are not going back to normal. This is not getting better. Okay, there's not going to be a bounce back. Okay, all right, this is going to be an increasing problem. There's going to be less goods in the stores. The prices are going to go up. People are going to have less work. Okay, they're going to have less spending power. There shall be no work for Egypt, whether the head, tail, branch, or rush may do. Okay, all right. The crops are not going to yield because the Most High is going to plague the crops like He did in ancient Egypt. Okay, with hail and blasting and fire, man. Okay, and locusts and all different types of things, man. Okay, why? For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled, man. Okay, the wickedness is at an all-time high. Okay, all right, you got the abominable alphabet community. Okay, all right, you got the you know the PEDO lovers, man. Okay, all right. You got women that being exalted over men. High level idolatry, witchcraft is at an all time high. Okay, a lot of people are converting into straight up paganism and black magic. I'm talking about that ancient, Greco-Roman Druid, okay, African black magic. Okay, this is what people are becoming more and more into, man. So the Lord has to bring a judgment down, man. Murders are at an all-time high. Infidelity, divorces, okay, people killing each other, stealing from each other. People are hating each other more. Pride is at an all-time high. So judgment is coming for that. Okay? Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Okay? All right, so the wickedness is at an all time high. Okay, and the righteous are sighing and crying for all the abominations done in the midst thereof. Okay, so the Lord is hearing that, and He is about to bring serious judgment, man. We're about to see things unlike the world has never seen, man. Okay, which we already seeing. The articles that I just read are dealing mainly with America, Babylon the Great. Okay, but you can go online and you can look up all type of articles, all type of headlines on global famine, and they've been talking about global famine for years. Okay, I remember, man, going back 2018, 2019, 2020. Okay, all right, 2017, the World Health Organization was coming out a global famine on a global scale is on a rise, man. They were already saying this, man. Whenever did you? Whenever in history has there been a global famine? A famine that affects every country, every corner of the planet Earth. That is what's coming. Okay? All right? It says, Behold, My people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof, which the modern day Egypt is America. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. This is the point. They that till the ground shall mourn. Okay, your farmers. Okay, they shall mourn. Why? For their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and with a fearful constellation, man. Okay? With a fearful constellation, with blasting with hail. Okay? All right, snowstorms, hail, ice storms, man. Okay? Blast of cold air from the north, blast of hot air. Okay? Temperature rising, temperature falling rapidly, dramatically. That's going to cause the crops to fail, man. Okay, which we just read about how the winter storms are affecting the, negatively affecting the food shortages, man. Okay, so that means that it's playing a part in making the situation and the problem worse than what it already is, man. Okay, all right, which the scriptures prophesy of what? The beginning of famine, man. Okay, the beginning of famine, man. The beginning of famines and great death, man. Okay, this is Second Ezra chapter 16, and verse 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death." The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. And what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish. This is all this what's happening right now. Okay, famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish. This is all everything that's been mentioned in verse 18 and 19 is what's happening now. Sorrows, man. People are depressed, mourning. Okay, a lot of people are dying. Famine, food shortages, great death. Okay, the beginning of wars, man. All right, China and Russia doing war drills, man. Okay, the power shall stand in fear. Okay, the governments they're on edge. Okay, all right. This is what's happening in the earth. This is not make believe. All right. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good sheep upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Okay? That's what's getting ready to go down, man. All right, many people who dwell upon the earth dying for lack of food, man. Okay? Literally starving to death. That's what's getting ready to happen in the earth, man. Okay? All right? Which, hey, want to go back to Second Ezra chapter 15, okay? Because it talks about what, man? In verse 19, it says, Second Ezra 15 and 19, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." So as these food shortages start to get worse, okay, as it becomes harder for people to go and get their daily necessities from their grocery stores, their eggs, their milk, their grain, right? People are gonna resort to violence, okay, to get what they need. All right, they're gonna resort to using violence against their next door neighbor, man. Breaking into each other's houses, stealing from each other, robbing each other at gunpoint, man. Okay, all right. At the end of a weapon, that's what's getting ready to go down. Okay, and it's starting to happen slowly. All right, but rest assured, Esau is not putting it out on the mainstream media like that. Okay, all right, and it's gonna get even worse than that. Okay, because hey, guess what? These curses are coming upon our enemies. All right, and Jeremiah 19 tells you what, man. Jeremiah 19 and 9, it says, "And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat everyone the flesh of his friend in the siege and straightness, or with their enemies, and they that seek their lives shall straighten them." Okay, all right. So back in the ancient times, when the Most High would have our enemies besiege us in our cities, our enemies would surround our walled cities and cut off the supplies from getting into the city. Okay, the food, okay, the goods, all right, from the farms, okay, that were outside of the city. Our enemies would besiege us and cut us off from the water, from the food, the milk, the bread, the grain, okay, and that would cause the people within the city parameters to suffer hunger, okay, and it would get so bad, all right, that our own people would end up resorting to cannibalism just to survive, man. Okay, and what you see happening with the supply chain shortages, okay, the blockages with the supply chain, the bottlenecks, okay, all right, what you see happening with the Optimus Prime variant, okay, and the C VS Uno Nueve, okay, all right, and how it's affecting people being able to go to work and sustain these businesses, okay, and how that's racking up the prices, okay, and how these companies are not able to produce as much produce, okay, what you see happening with the winter storms and the record-breaking weather, whether it be extreme heat or extreme cold, and how that's affecting the crop yields, okay, that all can be likened to the same effects of a siege. Why? Because less goods are coming to the populace of the people, man. Okay? All right. And eventually it's going to just be straight up famine. Okay? All right. It's not going to be a talk of, this is causing this and that's causing that. Eventually it's just going to be no food, period, man. Okay? All right? You ain't going to be able to find no food, no water out here, man. Okay? And if the Lord's not with you, it's a wrap. Okay? But what's that going to cause people to suffer? It's going to cause people to suffer great hunger, and eventually they're going to resort to eating each other for survival, man. Okay? That's what's going to go down in Babylon the Great. Okay? Not 10 years from now, 20 years from now, man. Okay? The Lord said, within your days shall I speak the words, and I will perform it. All right, so Lord willing, this video was edifying, man. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect. Shalom.